Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my 1 to 99 fishing guide. In this guide I show the fast and AFK methods that give you up to 220,000 experience an hour at the higher levels. Fishing doesn't have too many choices, but there is a few, so I go over the choices you can make and what you can do to get the best out of fishing for you personally. There's also a ton of useful items that I'll go into in this video. There'll also be another straw poll in the description for the next 1 to 99 guide, so if you want to vote on which guide I will make next, feel free to go in the description and click the straw poll. Also remember you can skip to a specific part in this video, so if there's a specific part you need to know about fishing, go in the description and you can click whatever you want for the time there. And let's get into the video. As always, we'll start with the useful items. The outfit has 4 pieces. Each piece gives a 1% bonus experience when you're fishing. Wearing the full set gives an additional 1% and you gain 5% total bonus experience with all 4 pieces. You get this outfit via the Fish Flingers minigame. The whole outfit costs 560 tokens and it's 140 tokens a piece. Fish Flingers gives you a little bit of fishing experience as well, so it's definitely worth doing at the early levels, and there's always a guy starting the minigame right near you, so you don't have to move from your fishing spot to participate in Fish Flingers. The next useful item I want to speak about is the other outfit, and this is the shark outfit. You're able to consume fish on catch with any full outfit of the shark. So it doesn't have to be Fury Shark to do this, it can be any of the shark outfits. As long as you have a full 5-piece outfit, you can consume your fish on catch, which means you don't have to drop them if you're doing so. Fish catch chances increase by 5% with any fishing outfit and 7% with the Fury Shark outfit. Your fish catch chances increase by 5% with any of the shark outfits and 7% with the combined Fury Shark outfit. Living rock creatures in the living rock caverns will not be aggressive to you, which is always really nice. It gains the XP boost from the fishing outfit if you own that too, so if you own the outfit I just spoke about, you'll still get the 5% XP increase if you're using this shark outfit and have the fishing outfit in your bank. You have a 10% chance of catching 2 fish at once while fishing, giving 2 times experience as well, and this is only with the Fury Shark outfit, but it's really awesome at speeding up XP rates. This can be obtained from Invention or the Treasure Hunter. To obtain it through Invention, you need to be 70 fishing to start collecting the fragments you can make into the pieces, and once you're 80 fishing, you can start actually combining the fragments into the fishing outfit. So hopefully between the levels of 70 and 80 you can get enough for a couple of pieces of the outfit, and then you can trade it around with friends or in friends chats to try and get a full outfit so you can get those awesome benefits. There's also the perfect Juju fishing potion. When the potion effect is active, you can gain 5% increased chance to catch fish. This is pretty much just 5% more experience an hour because you're catching 5% more fish. Each dose lasts an hour and is definitely worth using as it's not too expensive, and if you get a 4-dose Juju fishing potion, that will last you 4 hours and only take up 1 inventory slot. Next up we have fishing urns. Fishing urns require a crafting level to use, and all urns give 20% more experience while fishing as they fill up over time, and when you send them off they give you a big amount of experience. They give you back 20% of the experience required to actually fill them, so it's increasing your experience by 20%. The higher level urn, the more fish you can fish up to, so it's a good benefit of getting a higher level crafting in order to be able to use the highest tier of the urns, so you can get every single fish in the game working with your urn. You can get a cracked fishing urn at level 2 crafting, which works with fish up to level 10, so this would work with things like crayfish. Fragile fishing urn at level 15 crafting is fish up to level 30, so this will work with fly fishing. A normal fishing urn requires level 41 crafting and is fish up to level 50, so that will also start working with some barbarian fishing and things like that. The strong fishing urn, which requires level 53 crafting, is fish up to level 70, so that would work with all of the barbarian fishing. And lastly, the decorated fishing urn, which is the best fishing urn in the game. It requires 76 crafting and does fish up to level 99, and it even works with prifdinous waterfall fishing, so it's absolutely amazing, and I would advise getting 76 crafting if you're a high level in fishing. Urn enhancers, which require 24 invention, also increase the experience you get from these urns. So you can further increase your experience per hour by getting urn enhancers as well if you have invention unlocked. Next up is the Call of the Sea auras. These auras give an increase to the chance of catching a fish by a percentage while they are activated. These auras effects last 1 hour when activated, and they cost loyalty points from the Solomon store. As you can see in the table below, each tier of the aura increases the catch speed by a certain amount of percent, but then the further you get along the tiers, the more loyalty points it's going to cost you, and it starts getting very expensive by the end. If you have any spare loyalty points and you want to train your fishing faster, these auras are actually really good to speed up your experience an hour, so getting these would not be the worst idea. The tier 1 Call of the Sea aura gives a 3% chance of catching fish increase. The tier 2 Call of the Sea aura gives a 5%, tier 3 is 7%, tier 4 is 10%, and the legendary tier 5 is 15%. So obviously if you can get that tier 5, it is going to increase your experience an hour for that hour it's active by 15%. The auras also have a 3-hour cooldown time, so you can use it multiple times in a day, but you will have to wait between them. As for summoning familiars, there is only 3 for fishing. Familiars can give invisible boosts to your fishing, which allows you to fish at a faster rate, as if you had the extra levels. At level 16 summoning, you can use a granite crab that invisibly boosts your fishing by 1 level. At level 56 summoning, you can use an abyss which boosts it by 3, and at level 74 you can use a granite lobster that boosts it by 4. Using a granite lobster will increase your experience per hour because you'll be fishing at a faster rate, so using them when you can is always beneficial. As for boosted visible levels, you can use an Admiral Pie. When you eat half an Admiral Pie, it will boost your fishing level by 5 for a short period of time. This means after eating an Admiral Pie, you can access higher level fish you normally wouldn't be able to. This is super helpful at higher levels, especially for things like Priff waterfall fishing, etc. The 5 boost will go down 1 by 1 slowly, so every 30 to 60 seconds it will decrease by 1. So if you've boosted from 90 to 95, every so often it will go down to 94, then 93, then 92, all the way back to 90. So boosting is good, but it's sometimes good to be able to boost a level or 2 higher so you can AFK for that little bit longer. Another useful thing to have is the player owned house aquarium. The aquarium costs 200k and requires 63 construction. While having an aquarium built, you can gain prawn points. Prawn points can be spent on prawn perks at a prawn broker in your house. These perks can include some really useful stuff. These things are stuff like baitless fishing and baitless fly fishing, so you don't need to bring bait or you don't need to bring feathers in order to fish up the fish you're fishing. Things like this just help so much because then you're not using excess money on feathers, and you don't have to worry about actually stocking up on those things. Certain decorations also boost different fishing spots by 2%. For example, the Virago decoration boosts living rock caverns, so you could fish your cave fish or rocktails with 2% more experience. The last part of the useful items, I just want to quickly talk about invention with fishing. The crystal fishing rod gives a 5% faster catching rate at spots that require a fishing rod. This is especially good at Prifdinous waterfall and things like that. Invention perks can increase your fishing experience by tons too, so that can go on the fishing rod-o-matic or the crystal fishing rod. Furnace has a 5% chance per rank of consuming a gathered resource for 100% extra experience, so you're going to get double experience every time it procs, and you can have 3 ranks up to a maximum of 15% chance. So if you had rank 3, that 15% chance would pretty much just be 15% more experience. Honed has a 2% per rank for a higher chance of successfully gathering items. This has a maximum of 5 ranks, so that will go up to 10%, so you have a 10% better chance of gathering items, which also is just 10% experience. Wise, when equipped, gives a 1% per rank additional experience up to 50,000 experience per day. So you can get 3% additional experience with rank 3 Wise. This is always good to put on an offhand or something like that in order to get 50,000 free experience every day. And then the other thing to do with invention I want to talk about is fishing accumulators. These can be used from level 60 invention. When held in your inventory, a fishing accumulator gains charges each time that you fail to fish. It's similar to an urn, and it just gains charges over time, and then when it's fully charged they give 2500 XP when studied, and they can automatically be studied just like urns. So it's just going to give you extra experience for sitting in your inventory just like an urn, and it's going to be very useful if you have 60 invention. So now we're done with the useful items, we can talk about the actual leveling process. For From levels 1 to 20 you want to do crayfish. Fishing crayfish gives around 6,000 to 10,000 experience an hour. You only need 1,154 XP for level 20 fishing, so this should take you around 10 to 15 minutes. So the crayfish are just north of the Taverley Lodestone, and then there's a bank just south of them that you can bank your crayfish if you want to. All you got to do is cage the fishing spot, it will automatically be on your tool belt, and then you can start catching your crayfish. From levels 20 to 58 you can do fly fishing. Fly fishing trout gives around 17,000 to 20,000 experience an hour, and you can only get trout until you're 30 fishing, so you need 8,893 XP for level 30 fishing. This should take around 25 to 30 minutes. Then once you get to level 30 you can fish salmon alongside the trout while fly fishing, and you can gain 30 to 50,000 experience an hour. You need 211,103 XP to get to level 58 fishing from level 30. This should take you around 4 to 7 hours as fishing is rather slow. As for normal fly fishing, it's just over the bridge in Lumbridge near where the goblins are. You also have a really close bank at the Combat Academy. You just have to cross over the bridge and then you're at the Combat Academy to bank, and then you can run back. All you want to do is lure here, and then you can fish up your trout and your salmon. At level 58, 270 fishing, or over 70 if you want to carry on barbarian fishing after level 70, which is fine, but there's other methods that are a bit faster. Barbarian fishing at level 58 gives around 50 to 60,000 experience an hour. You need 513,161 experience for level 70 fishing. This should take you around 9 to 10 hours to get. Level 70 then unlocks leaping sturgeon, so if you wanted to continue barbarian fishing after level 70, it's going to increase to around 65 to 80,000 experience an hour. So you can do this for 70 plus if you wished and didn't want to do the other methods that I'm going to speak about. You also get agility and strength XP from this, so me personally on my 10 HP pure just carried on barbarian fishing as I wanted the strength experience and the agility experience that came alongside barbarian fishing. With the strength and agility experience added in, you can get up to 100k XP an hour in total alongside that 80k fishing, so it's still a good rate of experience in general. If you have a games necklace, just right click and rub the games necklace and go to the barbarian outpost. Simply run down south from the barbarian outpost until you get to the whirlpool. Carry on going just past the fishing spots to get to the little hut. Speak with Otto, he'll give you a little bit of information and give you some books. You don't need the books, you can just destroy those. If you search his barbarian bed, you'll be able to get a barbarian fishing rod. Then you can add it to your tool belt and start fishing with it. Then all you got to do is come over here and start fishing at different fishing spots. So as you can see, if you are fishing the fish, you're not going to have much inventory space if you filled it up with urns, but you can click and drag them onto your action bar to drop them. So if I put them onto number 4, if I press number 4, it will drop them. Also, if you have the shark outfit, right click your head, consume options, make it consume the fish instead of catch them, and then you can just use your rod on the fishing spot and it will consume all the fish you're fishing, and you can just fully AFK with a full inventory of urns, which is absolutely amazing. Next up, I want to talk about Seren's spells and prayers before talking about the next part. You need a few 80 plus skills for these as a requirement for the Light Within quest. This quest, when completed, unlocks the spell book and prayers for Seren. This then gives you the Crystallise spell and the Light Form prayer. The Crystallise spell locks the skilling node to increase XP gain by 50%, but it prevents you from getting resources. The Light Form prayer, when activated, makes this bonus further increase from 50% to 87.5%. The Crystallise spell requires 88 magic, the Light Form prayer requires 80 prayer. I'll include a useful wikia link for both of these in the description, but if you've done the Light Within quest, it's definitely a good idea to use Crystallise fly fishing until you unlock Prifdinous Waterfall or some Arc stuff. So from levels 70 to 93, you can do Crystallise fly fishing. Crystallise fly fishing gives around 100 to 180,000 experience an hour. The XP per hour depends on how many boosts you're using. So if you're using an augmented rod with honed and furnace, with juju potions, with urns, all of the good stuff, you're going to get the high end of the XP. But if you're not using any boosts, you're just going to get the low end of the experience. You need 6,458,002 experience for level 93 fishing. This should then take you 36 to 64 hours depending on how many boosts you're using. You need 12,296,804 XP for 99 fishing if you want to do this all the way to 99. I definitely would not advise doing this all the way to 99 though, as Prif is just so much better. This would take you 68 to 123 hours to get to 99. But like I said, switch to Prif at 93. The only time I would do this to 99 is if you really don't want to get that 90 agility requirement to get to the Prif waterfall fishing spot. So to crystallize, you want to make sure you have all of the runes required for the spell. In your inventory you can have some extra prayer boosting items, so I've just brought a ring of death, an amulet of souls and a spirit shield, so just get some extra prayer bonus. You also want to build the statue over here. That allows you to prayer it to get your prayer back, which means you don't actually have to use prayer potions here. I take a super prayer in all just to top up your prayer over time, so it leads to less need to actually pray at the statue. Then all you got to do is summon your familiar, sip on your potion, do whatever you need to do, and then you want to cast Crystallise on the fishing spot and activate your light form prayer. This way when you're fishing you're going to get a nice amount of experience with all your boosts and everything, and it will consume the fish for you. If you carry on fishing after the spot is depleted, it will put some in your inventory, but as soon as you do another spot it won't matter. Just keep repeating that process. If you need prayer points, go pray at the statue of Grado. From levels 93 to 99 you can do Prifdinous waterfall fishing. You can boost +5 levels with an Admiral Pie that I spoke about earlier and start early at Prifdinous waterfall. The waterfall also requires 90 range and 90 agility to use the shortcut. You can also boost these in order to get to the shortcut, so you can use a Summer Pie at 85 agility to then get to 90 agility to boost up into the waterfall. At level 93 you can start fishing small urchins at the waterfall, and these give around 110 to 135,000 experience an hour. At 95 you can fish medium urchins and they give around 120k to 150k experience an hour. And at 97, or if you're boosting a little bit before 97, you can fish large urchins. These large urchins give around 140k to 190k experience an hour. Not to mention, fishing urchins is the most AFK thing ever. You can literally AFK for 5 minutes and get lobbied if the fishing spot doesn't change, and half the time it won't change. So you're going to have to tab back in just to make sure you're not logging out. You need 5,838,802 XP for level 99 fishing. This should take you around 34 to 47 hours from doing the tiers and working your way up the urchins on your way to 99 fishing. You can also trade in your urchins for extra experience. It works out to be an extra 5 to 10k experience an hour depending on how many boosts you're using and how fast you're fishing the urchins. Definitely one of my favourite ways of training fishing, and this is how I personally got to 99. So there's two ways you can get to the Prifdinous waterfall fishing. The first way would be going here in Prif at the northeast. Once you're here you need to jump the agility obstacles. This requires 90 agility. Like I said before, you can boost this at 85 agility. If you also bring a crossbow, it doesn't matter what crossbow, it could be any, and a mithril grapple, you'll be able to grapple the cliff face. This is when you need your 90 range. And then you're here, the low level urchins are here, the medium are in the middle, and the higher ones are at the end. Then you just simply fish them like any other fishing spot, and you can AFK really well here. The second way of getting to the waterfall fishing is the Prifdinous Max Guild Garden Teleports. You don't actually have to be maxed to get the garden teleports, you only need 199 skill. Then you just need to press the portal and you enter the Prifdinous fishing spot. Although the only thing with this spot is that this cannot be boosted. You need 90 range and 90 agility to get to the Prifdinous waterfall spot from the portal. So you can boost the shortcut but you cannot boost the portal. But if you have the stats, I would advise doing the portal because it's much easier and more efficient. Levels 91 or 92 to level 96 you can go to the Ark. Seerfish and Salago on the Ark is actually great experience. It's also a really good way to start getting chimes stocked up for higher levels, ready for supplies for different training methods or wobbegongs. These can be fished on Waiko and Wales Moor. Fishing these gives around 70 to 115,000 experience an hour depending on what boost you're using again. You need 3,781,746 XP for level 96 fishing from level 91 if you start at 91. This should take around 32 to 54 hours. If you're starting from level 92, you'll need 3,167,324 experience for 96. This should then take you around 27 to 45 hours. And then at 96 you're able to unlock Wobbegongs. You have to do the Impressing the Locals quest to get to the Ark, but once you've done that mini quest you can go here in Port Seren. If you travel with the Quartermaster and go to Waiko, you can then just run south and you'll get to the fishing spots. Once you get to the fishing spots you can just fish at them, and if you take Signs of Porters it will minimise the need to bank. Although if you do need to bank you can just run up to the bank chest and then just bank in that chest. But I find Sign Supporters save a lot of hassle and make it way more AFK and allow you to put a lot of urns in your inventory as well, so I would always use Sign Supporters here. At levels 96 to 99 you could do Wobbegong fishing on the Ark. The Ark is great XP but it can also be inconsistent finding islands with Wobbegongs as they are quite rare. You also need 2 spawns in order to do 1 hour of fishing, which requires you to do more searching for those Wobbegongs. Although if you can claim an island you can get your Wobbegongs every single day and then just only use a couple of supplies to get to the island, which then would make it a good daily to do to get to 99 fishing. Fishing Wobbegongs gives around 140k to 220k experience an hour depending on what boost you're using. So if you're using all the boosts you can get 220k experience an hour. If you're not, then you'll only get the low end of 140k. You need 3,349,854 experience for level 99 fishing. This should take you around 15 to 24 hours and is the fastest way to actually train your fishing in game. Definitely would advise doing Wobbegongs if you have enough supplies to do so. And lastly, as for the Wobbegongs, they can only be found on Uncharted Isles. I have a Wobbegong spot on my claimed island, so I can just go to my claimed island. The Wobbegong spot is shown as a fish on the minimap. Again, using Sign Supporters helps so much here as you don't have to keep running back to the boat to bank and it will bank it automatically. Definitely would use Sign Supporters on Wobbegongs as well. So while doing Uncharted Isles, always make sure you run around the coast and look for those fishing spots as they can be super good experience, as they are the fastest experience in fishing in the game. Thanks for watching, hope this video was useful to you. Give it a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new for future content. You can always check the description for the straw poll for that next 1 to 99 guide and get your voting on. Feel free to join my friends chat Maikeru in game if you fancy the chat. Goblin Slayers with a Z is my clan, it's open to everyone and anyone, so anyone's welcome. Feel free to ask me for an invite. The Discord link will be in the description if you fancy chatting on voice communications, and my Twitter link will be in the description as well if you fancy following me there. And until next time, see ya!